Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. You have just completed week 7 of e-learning. So well done, everybody. Just a heads up, I will upload 3 more classes next week, a Math Monday, a Word Wednesday, and a Free Friday. Then the following Monday will be our last lesson together. So I will upload one more on that last Monday. Then on Wednesday, the Wednesday of the last week of school, I'm going to drop off a special summer treat bag and your supplies and things that you left at school. So just a heads up on what's coming up. Today is, yay, Free Friday. So we're going to talk about plants and seeds and flowers. It is, again, one of my favorite. I love spring and I love the spring units. I love talking about insects and plants. But before we jump in, I don't think I can show you because the caterpillars or the lynx, remember we named our caterpillars Link, they're hanging out over here. I might move my camera, so hold on. Here we go. We're gonna go on a field trip. Right here is, let's back it up. You can see that's my teaching. You're seeing the inside of my classroom. There they are. Right there. And there hasn't been a whole lot of movement yet. Hold your horses. Here we go back over. Okay. So they are still working on transforming from caterpillar to butterfly. We will continue to check back each lesson to see how things are going. But some of the indicators that they're about ready to emerge or come out of their chrysalis is they are going to turn from that really pretty shimmery metallic color to a really dark brown black color, and that's how we know they're about to come out as butterflies. So we'll continue to watch that, but as of now, no real change. Also, I've noticed it's been colder. These days have been colder this last week, and that affects it. It's going to slow down their process a little bit. So anyway, let's talk about plants. Did you know, just like the ladybug life cycle and the caterpillar butterfly life cycle, plants have a life cycle too. So today we are talking about the life cycle of a plant. And it could be a vegetable, it could be a flower, or it could just be any normal kind of house plant. They're all going to start the same way. How does a plant start? We know that the caterpillar starts with an egg. The ladybug starts with that long row of eggs that they lay. How does a plant start? Do you know? It's going to start with a seed. Yes. And we kind of talked about seeds when we looked at pumpkins. But all fruits and vegetables and flowers and plants have seeds, and that is how the life cycle continues. If they didn't have seeds, then we wouldn't have plants, would we? Because it's got to start with that seed. So let's pretend this is our seed. What do we need to do to make that seed grow? What does it need? Soil, yes. You take a seed and you put it in soil. What else does it need? Soil? Water, yes, and sunlight. Those are the 3 things that plants need to grow. Air is the 4th one that plants need. So water, well, let's go in order. Soil first. You put the seed in the soil. You water it. You give it sunshine and plenty of air. It's out in the air. So take a look at my diagram of the plant life cycle. We start with the seed, and just like our butterfly, life cycles go in a circle. So we have our seed. I put my seed into soil over here. The first thing, and I give it water. It has sunshine and air. The first thing that I'm going to see is things going down into the earth. That's the first thing. Those are called roots. You can't see those because they're going down into the ground. here's my seed. The second thing that's going to happen is now that roots are going down, drinking up water from the soil, you're going to see sprouts. A tiny little plant is going to come out, and usually there's green, a little green leaf or two. Then the next is the full plant. More roots going down. As the plant gets bigger up, it also grows bigger down. Yes, the roots have to go into the soil even deeper to get more moisture and to support the plant that's growing up. So there it is. I got even more green. Once my plant is fully mature, or it has flowers, or it has vegetables, then it's going to produce seeds of its own. Wind or rain or something is going to jar those seeds loose, or in the fall time, they're going to fall, they're going to blow away, or let's see, seeds can be washed away, and that seed that this plant created will then start the cycle all over again. Now, plants, seeds can also be purchased at the grocery store or the dollar store or really anywhere. But seeds in nature, if you've ever seen, I can think of strawberries in my garden. I plant one strawberry plant in the spring and it grows. Then the next fall, I seem to have even more strawberry plants, and that's because of the seeds that the plant creates. It kind of spreads out. Those seeds kind of get sprinkled in my garden, and more strawberry plants come out. So very fun life cycle. I have attached to your lesson two different activities. I have a new mini reader, yay! And that talks about the plant life cycle. It's fairly easy. There are words that most of the words I think you guys can read. If you need to grab an older sibling to help you with some words, that would be awesome. And there's tracer words that you can trace. Make sure you color it. And if you choose not to print it out, that's fine, because you could just read it on the computer screen, would be fine. Or you could print it out and keep it in your reading, your book bag. The second activity, there's two of them. They're cut and paste activities, and one is a life cycle just like Miss B showed you. And you get to color cut out, and put in the right order the plant life cycle. There's also a little flip book that talks about the 4 things that plants need to grow. So a plant needs, or a seed needs, soil, water, air, and sunshine. And there's a fun flip book for you to remember that. So I want you to think about, do you guys have your own garden? This week or this weekend, I know Mother's Day is Sunday, but this weekend, go outside and look for some seeds or plants that have sprouted. It's the perfect time. Spring is the perfect time to see little sprouts coming out. I know I have tulips that have come out. I have irises that are starting to grow. I live in the country, so kind of high up altitude wise. So what would we say? Closer to the sun, basically. So it's a little bit, our seasons are different. We are still not quite in full spring. So at my house, things are just starting, whereas at your house, you might have a full plant or more flowers. Take a look inside the middle of that plant and see if you can see where the seeds are going to start growing. See if you can find around your yard some new sprouts. Go on a plant hunt. And the other thing I've attached to your lesson is a really fun activity about seeds themselves and what kinds of things you can find with seeds in them. So your video is the Eric Carle story, The Tiny Seed, which is a great example of how a seed starts and all the different ways a seed could find its way to soil. So watch that video if you get a chance, and then there's a really fun kind of science experiment to go along with it. And what you get to do is take fruit from fruits are grown just like vegetables, and there's some vegetables too. And you get to kind of be a pretend paleontologist. Remember, that's a dinosaur scientist. But instead of digging up dinosaur bones, you're going to dig out seeds and take a look at all the seeds that you find in fruits and vegetables. For example, if you have a kiwi, which is the green fruit that has all kinds of little black seeds in it, you would take a tool like a toothpick and you would dig out gently those seeds and take a look at them. Kiwis have tons of seeds, whereas an apple might only have 4 or 5 seeds. So that is a really fun way of looking at the kinds of seeds there are out there, the kinds of seeds that grow inside fruits and vegetables. So that is attached to your lesson, and today our story is another flip book. So let me grab it. And this one is, How Do Flowers Grow? How do flowers grow? This one is going to take us a couple of times to read because there's so many flaps. So it says, how do flowers grow? Flowers grow on plants, and plants start as little seeds. So we're going to start with this little bug right here, bee. Do plants need food? Do they? Yes, they do. We talked about it. Yes, they make their own food in their leaves using the light from the sun. Awesome. Down here, I see the stem of a plant. Oh, let's see. I thought for a minute there I saw some roots, but if we go over this way, we can see where it starts. Can you see that? Here's a seed. It's starting to grow. We know that first it grows down into the earth. Those are called roots. Then you're going to see the sprout on top. It says, can you see a seed? I can. It's right there. Then, let's open this one. There are those roots. Lots of roots. Little hairy roots. They soak up water for the plant to drink. And then up here, I'm going to switch to this side. It says, what do plants need to grow? Thank goodness, we already talked that over. Do you remember the things that plants need to grow? Plants need water, sunlight, and air. And of course, the soil that they're growing in. Perfect. Kind of a good review of what we just talked about. Let's pop over to this page. Look at that beautiful sunflower. What are the main parts of a plant? That's a good question. It says right here, the flower head. It's the very tippy top. Let's move down a little bit. Let's open this guy. The leaf. What is this long part called? Do you know what this is called? Any ideas? The stem. Yes, it is the stem. Here's another leaf, and that's the stem. Let's pull all the way down. There we go. And then down at the very bottom are the roots. So let's review going upward this time. Last time we went downward. So we have the seed. The seed goes in the ground. It grows roots. It grows a stem. It grows a leaf. Whoops. And then it grows a flower. If it isn't a flowering plant, it will just grow leaves. It will just grow leaves. Do you know, when we talked about pumpkins and apples, we talked about that even pumpkins and apples start with a blossom or a flower. And that flower becomes the vegetable or the fruit. So lots of plants start with flowers. Right here it says, what happens next? Let's open up our flaps. Ooh, so that bud opens up, and then it's a beautiful, that's hard to open. It's a beautiful flower. There's the bud, and then it opens up to the full flower. Awesome. Do you see a lot of insects buzzing around too? I see a beautiful butterfly. I see some ladybugs. I see some bees. Perfect. We will read page number 2 next time, and that is the next page is why do plants have flowers? So we will read about that next lesson on Monday. Also on Monday, if you remember right, I said there were 2 more math concepts we needed to learn about. We've already done our telling time. So on Monday, we're going to talk about money. We are doing a quick overview via our e-learning because it is too hard to actually teach the concepts in depth. So we're going to call it just an introduction to money on Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Please remember to give Mom extra love on Sunday and tell her Happy Mother's Day and thank her for all of the things that she does for you, and I hope you had a chance to make her some homemade flowers. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.